I did that, but I didn't do an event.
What book?
Which one book?
What book?
The
Oh my God, sorry. I don't know. No, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
They didn't rate the project.
No,
They didn't rate the project. It's
No,
okay.
I did. No. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was going through the BLACQ Space Instagram. I was there. Yeah, it's so sick. It's so sick.
The wall of blackness.
It's so sick. It's actually sick.
It's
clean.
But you know what it is? It's funny because when I did it, I think people doubted it, but it was the thing that I was like, as a community, as a people, I should say, we're not very good at celebrating our successes because we're always told when we're younger, you're showing off. Don't show off. It's not good to show off. So I think as we got older, we're not used to receiving flowers. So when the people were telling me that, no, they're like, oh no. So don't worry, you give me this, you give me the write-up, I'll post it, they won't know it's coming from you. It don't need to know it's coming from you. You've written it, but actually I'm going to shout about you. I'm going to give you the page. I'm not going to be in the picture with you. I'm not doing any of that stuff where I'm in the picture of you because it's not about me. It's about you. So let's just celebrate what you've done and your achievements. How big, no matter how small or how big they are, let's celebrate them. Because I think if we don't learn how to celebrate success, small or big, we're never going to receive the flowers properly. So when we receive them, it's like, you're saying thank you, Jay. I'm like, no, thank you. Thank you for what you've done. But actually, I'm saying thank you for what you've done, but actually this is my win. That I'm the one that's got the award for, I don't know, best designer. But you're saying congratulations on your award for best designer. And I think because we don't know how to receive it. But so we become awkward.
That's because, do you know what? When I go back to my upbringing, it's that. Like sometimes I'll achieve a good result. I'll be like, Dad, I got an A. So you never get A star. Like, how come you got, like literally, and I'm like, Dad, this is good. And he's always like, next. And then when you work in like sales environments, for example, you can't celebrate your wins for like, you have like 2 seconds, next.
But that's cool. But the problem is that when you celebrate at home, generally, you can be told, stop showing off. Stop showing off.
Yeah.
It's not good to show off. Not good to show off. But I think that hinders a lot of things. I think that hinders your ability to receive flowers and that hinders your ability to celebrate success because we celebrate, but we don't celebrate. It's become new. It's become new that people celebrate their successes and their wins. I don't think it's something that if I go back to when I started, I didn't see any black people really in my industry. I don't really see any black people celebrating anything. So therefore, if they're not celebrating anything, we're not going to see them. Because the only way to see people sometimes is if they celebrate.
But do you think you need to always be public to be celebrated or to celebrate? Is there a way that, because some people want to just celebrate in private.
That's cool, but the people need you sometimes. You got to think like the purpose bigger than you. So when I think about celebrating, I'm not the best at celebrating, I'll be honest.
No, you're not as well.
I'm not the best.
Yeah.
I'm one of the
Are you on the BLACQ Space board? On your Instagram?
The Wall of Blackness? Yeah, I was one of the first people that posted on there.
Okay.
And I was...
You're at the top. I know you're at the top.
Yeah, at the top.
But did you give yourself accolades, like proper accolades? Let me go to it. I don't know if I believe you.
I don't know. I'm not very good at that. That's the part I need to get better at.
So you're here preaching.
Yep.
And you're here not... See, just to prove to you I wasn't chatting rubbish. You see that? BLACQ Space. You know when you go to your recents and you know I wasn't chatting rubbish, literally.
But sometimes because you're not good at something or you're not good at it, means you can give the advice.
No, you need to do this again. Do you know what he has? Guys, do you know what he has written on here? A nice way to close out the year. Thank you, Campaign Magazine.
Oh, no. So,
Campaign Magazine.
Oh, so that's good. Because that's
for recognising me.
That's me celebrating success. So that's not actually the black frame. The black frame is all the way at the bottom. It's practically at the bottom. And I won't repost myself because it's not about me. It doesn't matter what order I appeared on that. It's never about me. So I'm at the bottom of that thing more or less because I was one of the first people.
Let me have a look. I'm going down. Can I just say, I feel like this needs to be like an exhibition. Like this needs to come to life. I feel like somehow. I don't know how.
There's ideas and stuff. I mean, even my partner at the when we did the Blue Marlin event, the launch, she was saying to me I should have the pictures of people, and I was like, I should. But she was.
It would look nice there.
Yeah. So my partner's one of those people that she's got good ideas. Good ideas. Sometimes I pretend I don't hear them, but I hear them.
Everyone does.
Yeah, but sometimes like, she's right, but I'm like, no. But she's one of those people with good ideas. So it does sink in. You know, sometimes you're doing stuff, but you're like, oh yeah, this is what she said a few weeks ago. And it's just, it's come to light now.
Well, do you know what, on that note, let me introduce you properly, because I feel like we need to start on BLACQ Space and work it backwards, because we haven't even done an introduction. For all you don't know what you're watching. Like,
oh, we're just
this is just, we're just chatting. So, right, I am here to give Jermaine his flowers. And for those that don't know who Jermaine is, he is a trailblazer, a powerhouse, he is a champion, he is a community leader. I think the most senior creative director in advertising.
In Oliver.
In Oliver. But still, there's not a lot of creative directors that are black males in the advertising space. I've been around a lot.
Yeah, no, there isn't.
There isn't a lot at all in Oliver. And also, I've spoken to people at Oliver behind his back, and I know they respect him. And when you have respect, and when you're someone that is humble, and also Jermaine behind the scenes, like, I have to say as well, publicly, thank you, because you're one of few people that have called me to just give me some type of flowers, and you didn't even have, I didn't think it was that significant at the time in regards to you knowing who I am, right? So to do that, it shows the type of heart you have, and even the fact that you're putting on events, you're bringing people in, like, you keep the door open behind you. Thank you, well done, and you deserve that Campaign magazine top 10 trailblazers. I'm gonna give you I'm gonna clap for you. But we have Jermaine in the building, founder of BLACQ Space. There we go.
Appreciate you.
No worries.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, you're taking it.
Yeah, it's interesting.
No, man, you're dope. And even this, I have my BLACQ Space hats, I wore one to the supermarket the other day. Someone said, where'd you get it from? I said, I can't tell you. like, these are exclusive. Sorry. I shouldn't be blocking your business, but... No,
it's so funny. It's so funny. I laugh because... Yeah, I guess, yes, it's interesting. I think BLACQ Space is just, I describe it as my love child.
Let's go back.
Yeah.
Why did you start it in the first place? Like, what was it that led you to create BLACQ Space? Because it's accelerated so quickly in less than a year, and there's a presence that it's amazing. So just talk to us about the thought behind BLACQ Space. Yeah,
so that's interesting, because I think, if I go back, I think people wouldn't know the trials that I had before that. So BLACQ Space is because I mentor a lot of people, or I've mentored a lot of people. So
before?
Yeah, before. Mentored a lot of people before. Till today, I still mentor people. And it's that kind of thing where actually, in my head, I was like, well, if people ask me the same question, if you're asking me this question, 10 people need it. If he's asking me this question, somebody else needs it. Sometimes I ask a question I don't have the answers for. But I'm like, I know people that do, but I've got access to that person. So I can't do the pass-through like that, because I've got to respect that person as well. So I can't just, help this person. Yeah. Because they're probably helping 50 other people. So then I set up many WhatsApp groups. I've done many, and I've been in many. So I've been in enough to know better, and I've set up enough to know what worked. How many have you set up before BLACQ Space? So I've set up football groups, I've set up banter groups. So I've set up, to people that understand, I've set up all these different groups. I even set up a crypto group once. Right. I mean, I'm no expert in crypto, but I'd learned a bit, so I wanted to share it with people. And also I had people that knew stuff more than I did, so they were sharing. So you added them in there secretly to mentor? Yeah. And so we did all that. I did all these groups, and they all died. The only groups that survived are the banter groups. Really? Yeah. Why did they all die? Because I put it down to I'm not the expert. So I believe as a community leader, sometimes when you're thinking about things, I mean, they were set up with the good intentions of my heart. Like, they were set up to do these things and, bring people together and all those kind of things. I've even got groups with like my friends and stuff where we just chat and then we bring stuff together and we meet up. So I've got those groups. So I've learned what worked in those groups that didn't work. What didn't work in any of those groups that I set up, like the crypto group, for example, it worked at first, but it didn't work because I'm the person that created it. So you need to keep pace. I'm not the expert. So I can't keep pace. I'm sharing learnings and stuff. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I'm the expert in design and BLACQ Space and that stuff, but I've got experience and I understand. So I can talk to people on various levels and understanding of struggles, battles, pain points, different disciplines of design. So this was very easy for me to set it up. What wasn't easy I think, well, what wasn't easy was putting yourself out there first, because the difference with those groups is you know the people you're putting in those groups, you know all of them. The difference with BLACQ Space was I put people that I knew, some of the most dopest, talented people that I could find in this group. I then had to get people I didn't know in this group. So I had to get people to believe in the vision. So when you're doing that, it's very hard.
Why?
Because you don't know them. So
break down that process of like.
So there's people in the group that
you don't know.
I don't know. There's people in the group that I've spoken to briefly, and they're in there. But in the beginning, you got to imagine when I first set it up. I mean, I shared the idea with my partner, and she had very little comments. So this told me, okay, I've got something here. I knew I had something, but I've got a partner that understands like lots of different things. And she's more analytical than I am. She's somebody that's on the detail. Whereas I can sometimes miss the deep detail, but that's the creative part of me. When she didn't come back with much, I was like, Then I shared it with my brother, one or two friends.
As a concept, like how, like let's quickly do role play. I'm your brother. Like, how did you share it? Like, what was the concept initially?
I've got an idea. Here's a deck.
Oh, so you created a deck for it as well?
Yeah. Here's a deck. Read it. He read it. He said, yeah. Then I sent it to one of my friends. He read it. Said, yeah. And then, so outside those three, it was my brother, my friend Marlon, my partner. Oh yeah, sorry, my mum. I shared it with my mum. She's not creative. And she would always back me 100%. So it was almost like I knew what I was getting. But then she came up with some things. She asked some questions. That was good. So,
like what questions do you recall that you can share?
She was like, it's a good idea. And then she asked, how are you gonna
make money?
Yeah.
Or scale it?
She asked about money and all that stuff. And I was like, it's not necessarily about the money. This was a project about bringing community together. So, you know, for me, this part here is about community. So the WhatsApp community is about community. It's about bringing people together. It's about living the culture, the creativity, and the community. Those are the 3 C's that BLACQ Space is built off. So it's about those things. And she kind of was talking to me about things and asking questions, and then she got it. So when my mum got it, she got it like, okay, this isn't necessarily about money here. This is about personal. This is your personal thing. This is you and what you want to do. So in my head, it was purpose, because I've got a daughter. So in my head, it was like, okay, if she wanted to be something in this world, like different or creative or music or whatever, I'm not an expert, but actually I can go and ask people now. I can ask people the question. And like many other people do in that group, they ask about the question, they ask all these things. So I was like, that was it. So I was like, I've got something here. And albeit, it grew. So when she asked those questions, my brother, my partner didn't say too much. She gave me a few things. Can
you give us some timelines as well? Like as to when, so from the idea to you creating the deck, to you sharing it, to you starting it, just give us some timelines.
So went Cannes.
Shout out to the Cannes crew.
Yeah, went Cannes with the BLACQ Network. Yeah. And also I got a shout out Amina, because she's the one that put me onto it. She's the one that told me to apply. I was like, no. And she was on my back. So I got a shout at her because she told me to apply. I think there was 2 of us at the time, 3 of us at the time. She said, look, apply for it. Just see how it goes, kind of thing. You're not saying you're going to get it, but just apply. And then she was like, did you apply? And I was like, no. And then she said, just apply. So she applied. I applied, and it happened, it worked out. And then obviously Oliver supported. So the idea was that because we're Oliver employees, Oliver would support us from the other end as well to make sure that we're all okay.
Got you.
So Oliver did their part in supporting me on the journey, make sure that I was okay. So a lot of the time when you'd see me out there, I was in the daytime. I was in the award ceremonies and all those kind of things. And then by the night I was partying. So
just to pause for 1 second, because a lot of individuals are not going to understand, who Oliver is. They're thinking, who's Oliver? Okay, like, you know, when we're in our own world, people don't know what that is. And then number 2, what are the Cannes Awards? Like, what is Cannes? Just explain it to people that just probably don't know. So Oliver's a top 100 agency in the UK.
it's a beast. It's I say 2004 off the back of my head. They'll kill me if this is wrong, but I say 2004. It was founded by Simon Martin, and it literally blew up. From the time I've been there, it's just grown into some beast in such quick speed, and I think it's because they've got something special here.
Like
what? They've got the culture here. So I think it's one of the first places I've been to where I can see a lot of my people here, that I feel at home. Like, actually, there's a lot of my people, whether they're not so much in the upper levels, but they're there. In the mid and lower, we're here. So there's lots of my people here. So it's one of the first places where I've been, actually. I'm like, right, actually, this is a lot more diverse than a lot more places. You could probably attest to that in terms of seeing actually the diversity, in terms of actually it's not just another agency where like we are actually a bit further ahead than most places, I'd say. And in short terms, Oliver build agencies inside the client's world. So the traditional methods are the clients would hire agencies, which is very expensive because they're charged per hour, per minute, and all that stuff. Whereas Oliver build the agencies bespoke to the client's needs. So depending on what you need, they will build that team based on that. So, for example, every account is never the same in Oliver. They're all different. All the accounts I've been on, they're all different, but the foundations are the same. So long as you follow the foundations, you'll be fine.
What are the foundations?
So the foundations, I would say, is people first. They're always about the people. So long as you are protecting your people first, you'll be fine. So long as you're hardworking and driven, you'll be fine. They care about you. So they're not, if you're overworked, they really care about you. They don't want you to be overworked. They kind of look at the things to get the data to support your needs and support what you need. A lot of places I've worked before, they don't care. It's about money.
Right,
so,
okay.
They really care. I mean, I've been there for 8 years now. So when you're looking at it,
that's a long time to be at a company, you know, in this day and age. Been
8 years. But also, in my head, it tells me that actually I feel like I'm in a good place. Because I'm not someone that jumps and changes left, right, centre. But I always believe that actually, if you're going to leave a place, you better interview while you're happy. So I interview while I'm happy. Not that I'm going to leave here, but I interview while I'm happy, because the grass may look green on the other side because they've been watering it. But if you're upset, you won't see them watering it. But if you're happy, you can see the water from far. You can see them pouring the water in the grass. So for me, I always tell people, interview while you're happy. Because if you interview while you're upset, you make bad choices.
100%. Like, I always feel like when you're desperate, you make bad decisions in everything. Even like when I'm so extreme, but even I think when I'm hungry, sometimes you just get anything because you're hungry. Do you know what I mean? You need the food now. But when you have meal prep, when you prep for the week, you're good. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I do agree with you. I do have a question though in regards to, well, not even a question, like a thought. Do you think that a part of you staying at Oliver for so long is because of the variations of clients and work that you can work on, or is it that and the culture and everything else? Like, what are some of the core reasons as to why you've managed to stay at a company so long?
So why I've managed to stay at Oliver so long is because I give a lot of myself to Oliver. In return, I do receive a lot from them. Oliver's not a place where you can come in and just coast. The people that coast don't survive. But if you're somebody that's going in and coming and doing your job, going above and beyond, those people survive. You'll see that a lot of people in Oliver that have survived here for long terms is because of those values that they have in that aspect. So in my case, I've done a lot of variety. I'm always a person that does different jobs. So if I'm idle, you won't see me sitting there. I will ask you for a job. That could be a project management role. That could be an account manager role. I don't care. I'm willing to help. If I can see you're suffering, I'm willing to help. And I think that's the attitude that I've always come in with. That actually, when I first joined here, they was like, oh, they've got art working jobs, but you're designing it. Give it. I'm sitting there looking at a screen. Give me the art working. I don't care. Whatever you've got that I can help you with, so long as I can do it, or you can show me, I'm willing to help. And I think that's always been my attitude. I'm willing to help. And I think in Oliver, they know that actually if they ask me a question and I've got the capacity, I'll help. I'm not gonna sit there and just, oh, do you know what? Nah, it's not my job.
That's not my job, yeah.
I'm willing to help.
Yeah, those people don't make it that far. Like, honestly, like whenever people have said to me, even from the community, candidly, Alicia, I'm trying to do this role, I'm trying to progress, I'm trying to get there. I'm like, are you doing it already? Because a lot of the time, some people are waiting for someone to give you the job title. Are you already doing it to say you're doing it?
I worked in a bank for 2.5 years. People don't see that part. Whilst I worked in a bank, I got some bloody great experience. And that's where my account handling part comes from. Because I guess I have to go back, but in a nutshell, I've always been in the minority. From being in predominant white schools to predominant Asian schools. So I've been comfortable and frequent in those pockets. So I'm very comfortable and frequent in a predominantly Asian community, comfortably. I don't feel out of place. I don't feel out of place in a predominant white community. I don't feel out of place in a predominant black community because I'm very comfortable in those pockets. And I think it's because I've been exposed to all of those different pockets. Like black, obviously, that's what I've grown up around. School, predominantly white.
Got you.
Secondary school, predominantly Asian. So, you know, I learned a lot about that community in that space of time in school. Some of my closest friends were Asian, you know, and it's the way it goes. You kind of build those relationships, and some of my close friends white at times, so you kind of go through different pockets. And today, I've got a mixed bag of friends. I've got black friends, got white friends, got Asian friends, and that's because I've been comfortable in all those pockets, and they can say stuff to me that I don't take personal, because I understand some of the things. I understand some of the cultural nuances, cultural difficulties, and we've all got them, whether you're black, white, or Asian. You've all got difficulties, nuances, and things that you might not necessarily be proud of, but you understand. So I think so from that, all of those kind of trajectories, it means that I'm able to be comfortable in all these areas.
That's actually really interesting that you kind of almost tied in your childhood, upbringing, friendships, and influenced that and said, this is basically why you're able to sustain in your role. And what I kind of hear from you as well, Jermaine, is that you're good at sustaining relationships. I feel like that's an underrated skill or value. Like, you're good at sustaining relationships. Because people meet, if I think about the people that I've met along life and how much people I thought I would have stayed in contact with, just sometimes it's laziness, right? Because sometimes Jermaine will call me, and that's why you maintain relationships, because you actually are intentional about them. And the same way you're saying that it embeds into your work as well. So I guess a question that I have is, when it comes to your upbringing, and I want everyone to kind of understand your upbringing, because we spoke about it last time briefly, but we didn't get to, obviously, we talk about it. What are some of the key influences from your upbringing that has shaped your character today? So,
my mum's Nigerian. She's actually born in Nigeria. She came over when she was 5 or 6. My dad is British-born Jamaican. So I've got like a unique mix. At the time, this didn't really exist, you know. You can only imagine, if I tell you the stuff I went through, you probably wouldn't believe me.
Both ways.
Yeah. But one thing I did learn is my gran on my dad's side, who I was really close to. She was just about the people. She didn't care whether he was black, white, Asian. She didn't care about anything. She just liked people for people. So a lot of that kind of was embedded in me from her. So a lot of that kind of, she was always kind of supportive, always kind of just like people. She always cared about people.
What did she do as a job?
She was a nurse.
That's okay, makes sense.
So so she cared about people, and she had a church in Jamaica, all these kind of things. So she really cared about the people. And a lot of that I got from her. My dad also is a very sociable person. My mum, on the other hand, is sociable, but she won't admit it. She's very sociable, she just won't admit it.
Why? That's such a weird thing not to admit. Why?
No. What I mean by she won't admit it is that I don't know. It's funny because when I say she won't admit it, she's not somebody that says, she'll say that we're more sociable.
Got you.
But she's definitely sociable. She makes friends left, right, centre.
Okay.
And I think from both of them, yeah, I got a good balance from both of them because my mum and dad, how can I explain them? My dad's a very lively person. He's like a soul of the party. He's somebody that you meet him, you don't forget him. He's ready to party, have a good time. My mum, she'll have a good time, but she's not necessarily the most loud in the room, but she'll have a good time and she'll laugh at you. And when you speak to her, you can see the very caring nature of her, the very loving nature. So I think I've got a blend of both of them from that aspect. On my mum's side, which is Nigerian side, my granddad and my granddad, he was a funny guy. Very funny, very
funny as in haha, or funny as in weird?
No, funny as in haha, not weird. I just realised.
Sorry, just...
No. So he's a funny guy. He had a lot of jokes, to say the least, and I remember a lot of the tricks that he's playing when I was a kid, like silly little things and stuff that I kind of remember as a child. Then my gran, so my granddad's the calm one. He's very calm. My gran was the fiery one. And when I lived with her, I learned a lot from her. So a lot of the ways I am, a lot of the things I've picked up has been in the time that I lived with her. So I lived with my gran for, a few years. I can't remember how many years, probably about 6 years. But I learned a lot from her in that time living with her. There's a lot of things she did, and then a couple of things I remember she did was like, she used to get up every morning, like 6 a.m. She's got a 5-bed house and clean it from top to bottom. Hands and knees, not like mop, hands and knees, top to bottom, and do a prayer every morning. Sometimes we're coming home from raving, and you just...
She's there cleaning.
But she's praying.
She's praying.
But she'll clap to let you know I've noticed you coming in. So it's 6 a.m. But yeah, so she did that all the way through until she passed. But there was a lot I learned from her, and I think a lot of the I'd say the bitter tongue. There was a lot of lessons learned in there. There was a lot of truth in what she was saying. But at the time, you might not be ready to receive it. So,
what I'm hearing is that like you had a lot of love.
Yeah.
Growing up, you can tell that though. When you meet people, you just sense like what type of
my mum and dad loved me.
I can tell.
There was like I've come from a house of love. I won't sit there and say, and I came from a house of love. Mum and dad, they worked hard to get the best things for us and all that stuff. And then I had the support of the family as well. So it really was a village that helped raise me. My aunts played massive parts in my life. They were great, to be honest. They taught me a lot of things. They taught me, my mum was hot-headed, and she always taught me about women and stuff, and actually protecting yourself, if that makes sense. My aunts, on the other hand, taught me all the things I needed to know. So those days, guys were beating up girls in school, not me. Because I had the same tongue and venom that the girls had. So
Jermaine was there in the playground, just like clicking fingers, being sassy and giving up. Giving up.
But I was sharp enough.
Sharp with your tongue,
I was sharp.
Cutting matches.
Yeah, I was sharp. So I never ever got into those altercations because I was very sharp. My aunts was very.
They taught you how to be like that.
Yeah, they taught me things that you wouldn't imagine, but it was their way of making sure that I was better because they were like, girls can be better. So they did their part by me in that aspect. And then my dad's side was all men. So I had the balance. And luckily, what my mum did that I didn't understand at the time was I was like, I want to go to Rokeby, which is an all-boys school.
Yeah.
No.
You need that mix, yeah.
She said, you need to go to a mixed school. I was like, I don't want to go there. She said, you're going to a mixed school. She said, you need to learn how to operate with women. You need to learn how to respect them. Not that you don't, but she was scared that going to an all-boys school.
Yeah.
Because half of the battle is in school. And that's the reality. You go to school, it's all boys.
It can shape you.
Yeah. So she was very insistent that I went to a mixed school. And Forest Gate was the closest. It was the school that she went to. So she put me in there. Simon didn't appreciate it. I was like, but actually, I totally understand why she did it. As I got older, I'm like, it could have gone left, it could have gone right.
What do you think the difference is? Like, for those that are like, even watching that have kids that are thinking about where to send their kids to, whether it's private, whether it's mixed, whether it's state, what do you think people should be considering so not necessarily even the decision, like what is right or what is wrong, but just more, what are the considerations that you would advise taking in when you're deciding on what school to, because clearly your mum was like, I want you to connect with women properly and, you know, be in normal environments. But what kind of things do you think are important?
I think the most important thing is, if you're in a relationship, make sure you and your partner are on the same page. Me and my partner, I'm quite fortunate in that aspect that we think very similar in lots of ways and stuff. So I'm quite fortunate in that aspect. But also knowing your child. Because you can put your child in the wrong school because based on your values. So, for example, our child's very playful. She learns through play. At the time, she learned through play and a lot of stuff. She isn't somebody that you would sit down in a class and give her a book and say, this is your learning Monday to Friday. She probably wouldn't do as well as she's doing now in that environment. And to be fair, that I wasn't that kid myself. But it's understanding that part. That's the most important part, because you put your child in the wrong school based on your values, not necessarily the child's ability or their learning pattern or anything like that. You might get a problem. So for me, I'm like, I wouldn't necessarily give advice on how to parent or what's best for their kids, because ultimately you're the parent. I'd hope you would know the best, but I can only base it on what I did through my child. And it goes back to one of the things my gran said to me: because I tell you to do something doesn't mean you should do it. I'm just giving you the advice on what I did. So when you learn that, it makes sense, because what she did, she's saying, might not work for me, but she will tell me, right, because it works for her.
I'm going to add another layer to that, right? And this is mainly even linked to the fact that you have BLACQ Space, and you've noticed that there's a trend with a lot of young black individuals that need mentorship and need guidance, right? And a lot of the times, things start from school. And parenting makes a big difference, school makes a big difference. So from a black background perspective, what are some of the things that you think are really important? I know you're not telling people how to look after their kids, but for example, I always say, or I think, I don't have kids right now, but I think ultimately it's really important for the parents to send their children to, for me, I like small schools. I went to a small school growing up where there was much more intimacy. My teachers can have relationships with my parents, because I learned better that way. If that makes sense, and it almost kind of allowed me to be seen, build confidence, all of that kind of stuff. But so what kind of considerations for black children so that we can grow confident and grow and excel?
Village. When I grew up, I came up with a village system, as I said. I was scared of my parents' friends seeing me do crazy stuff. As mad as that may sound.
No, I hear it though.
I could be having a fight with my friend. I see a parent.
Stop.
I was stopping. Not even stopping, I'm sprinting down the road. Because and then that parent would always beat me to my house, to my mum. I don't know how they'll get there before me, but they will get there, and then my mum's at the door, my dad's at the door, and they're like,
They got a car. You got your leg. No, but it's true that
they'd always beat you there.
Jermaine, I thought I was under attack.
They were athletes. I'm looking at them like, how have you beat me to my house? I saw you, I ran there, you still got there before me. So it's like,
sometimes it's not even that. Sometimes it's more my dad. Like one time my dad actually called up TFL to look at my Oyster card to see where I had been, because I bunked school that day and he wanted to know where I was. So I was like, what was he doing in Dagenham? I'm thinking, leave us alone. But you're right, like literally, as a parent, utilising other people around to check on your kids, because you can't do it alone. Like you can't.
No, and I think that's one of the things that when I was growing up, I had my aunts, and my aunts sometimes were my mum's closest friends as well. So they were there and they were kind of supportive and doing all those kind of things for me as well. So my dad had some good friends as well. And I was quite fortunate to grow up around I've got quite a big family. So I grew up around them when I was young, because they were all young as well. They were all still like 17, 18, 19, because my mum had me when she was 21. So she's still quite young, a lot of friends and stuff like that was still in school, sisters were still in school, some of them were still in college. So I was quite fortunate that actually, but you don't realise, so as I was growing older, when I got to like 11, I had aunts that was like 21, 22. I had my dad's friends and stuff like that. Someone was a few years above me. I say friends, they were his friends' sons' kids that were looking out for me. So he would often say to me, my friend saw you. And I couldn't tell you who it was.
No, all the time, yeah.
And I'd be like, no, I didn't. And then he would tell me exactly where I was.
Yeah, all the time.
And I was like, okay.
But I love that though.
He's letting me know that you can't do stupidness out there and get away with it. So I always had that thing in my head that actually, I knew that you do crazy out there, you go home, the person you're meeting ain't the person you want to meet. So I always had a fear of my parents.
And the thing is, I think one thing that I think people need to remember that I was taught growing up that I didn't value, but now I do, you're representing your family as well. Yeah. So for my dad was like, don't embarrass us. and for me, I take it beyond even just family. When you're part of my team, community, whatever it is, listen, you're representing. Yeah. And I know that, again, some people say, I don't represent the whole black community, or I don't do this. What's your view on that? Because now you've got BLACQ Space, right? And people might walk into space and say, that's the only community that I'm a part of. They may not have families or villages or anything like that. So how, I guess, even looping it back, but how do you kind of compare and see BLACQ Space supporting in that type of way, or being that type of space for people?
So the good thing about Space is it doesn't have a face. It's only got a face if you know me, or you kind of.
Everyone knows you now.
Yeah. Or you're in the community and you kind of check the number.
Yeah.
But the whole point of BLACQ Space was, it was about everybody. It was never about me specifically. And I think when I started it was never ever about me. It was about community growth, inspiration, building relationships, trust, and all those kind of things that we'd lost in the community. It was about a space that creatives could go, because we have all these other spaces, tech and all these other things, we don't fit in as creatives. So actually, even past when I said I showed my friend Louisa. So I actually met Louisa in Cannes.
Oh yeah.
So
does she work here now?
No, she doesn't work here.
Why is
No, she doesn't work here.
She freelance.
Yeah, Louisa's the freelancer, so she's a freelancer. So I met her in Cannes. But you always got to show somebody that's not necessarily your core friendship, if that makes sense. I feel like you got to show people. I know it's core friendship, so I showed her and Nicole, and that was it kind of. And I think I showed, who else I showed? Ed. I showed Ed later on. But these two, I showed them because they understood creativity and stuff. And so I showed those two first, and then they gave me some pointers. But it wasn't nothing that hadn't been covered up already.
From your mum and your brothers, yeah, okay.
What Louisa said that was interesting was that there's too many groups.
Okay.
And this is what you got to learn. Sometimes you got to take the advice. I took the advice.
How many did you have initially? And how many does it have now?
It's got this, I think it's got about 8 or 9 groups now, I think.
Okay, and what was the original amount you had in the deck?
The original amount, I think, was about the same.
Okay.
But she was right about one thing. So I started off with small, got the groups was thriving, they're bubbling. Then I assessed the needs of the community. AI, that came later. So the original was chat, events, jobs, creators. I think those are the 4 originals. But I had several, I can't remember the other, I had several, a few others. And then she was kind of like, so she was the one that kind of saw a bit of different things that I didn't see. So I kind of changed it to kind of cover those groups. When they were covered, the thing grew quicker than I could imagine. And don't get me wrong, like people ask me where's the tech group, where's this group, where's that group, and I'm like,
you'll get that all the time, yeah.
I can't do all that because the community has to stay true to kind of what I feel the vision should be. And what that means is that it's a creative group. So if I start including tech, start including law, start including finance, don't get me wrong, all these disciplines are needed, but they can be covered in those groups. You can go into those communities and cover those areas in those groups because creatives need all these types of people. But if you start expanding, you start to have a group in the community where nobody's like, what is this? And you see it with many. There's many communities I see that like after. Yeah,
no, I remember, because I come from recruitment and I managed loads of different type of roles. I just kind of thought everyone's a good candidate. Do you know what I mean? Like people across design, then engineering, and then finance. So it's a different spectrum, and But the thing is, it's true to whoever the community leader, whatever need you kind of see at the time.
And that's the importance.
That's it.
That's the importance of setting up the groups before.
Yeah.
Which is what I touched on. So everything I've done in life has prepared me for that community.
How long have you been thinking about it for, sorry?
The community?
Yeah, not even as BLACQ Space, but just having a community for Black creatives. How long would you say you've been thinking about that for?
So I had creative community before. It didn't work. I had one before, it didn't work.
How long did you have it? How long ago? You know, I love a timeline.
Probably about 2 years before BLACQ Space.
And what happened to it?
I wasn't ready. I think that's the reality, because it's no different to what I've done now, apart from the fact that, well, I tell a lie. The difference now and then, was it 2 years? I'm lying, it was longer than 2 years. But the difference between then and now is that I was in a position of influence. So in terms of that.
Now versus then?
Yeah.
So when you was doing it then, why did you start it and how did you start it?
I believe it was needed.
And so you just started it?
Started it.
And then how did you get, like, what was the way to grow it?
What was the way to grow it then when I started it? It's what I did now.
Okay.
What I did this time round was I talked flipping about 4 weeks, roughly, probably 2-4 weeks. It was just me in there typing away. People would like the comments. People would message me directly.
But this time you done that?
Yeah, this time. Oh, it was people that was in there.
Active.
Yeah, if you see people that was in there in the beginning, they'll tell you it was just him. It was just him typing away, just him talking. But what I know and what I knew back then is creatives are not always vocal. They can be quite reserved. But also there's not many spaces that they're welcome in. So actually, this was probably the first space that actually they could go into and be welcome as a creative. No matter how crazy you are, which is part of what I am anyway, or how normal, no matter what you are, you should be able to fit in that community comfortably, because it's about empowerment, it's about love, it's about community. So you should be able to fit in. But I had to talk.
What were you saying in the groups?
Oh, I wish I could remember. I was sharing jobs, events, tips, documents.
So you were just being as valuable as possible and just and sharing resources.
I was using my knowledge that I had and sharing it in there.
Did you not do that before when you had the group?
I did, but it wasn't to that level. I kind of stopped. This time around, I didn't stop because I felt there was a need. But also, that was a group of friends. So a group of friends is very different to grow something. A group of friends, you're in there because we're similar. It's very easy. Do you know what I mean? So it's easy. This is a group of strangers. All they've got is, you've met me either on LinkedIn, Instagram, or worked with me. So if you worked with me, you're a friend. I'll say you're a friend generally, because if you're in the group, we've been talking, we're connecting, we're cool. Then you've either met me in person, and I'd say probably about, what's there, 2,000 in that WhatsApp chat now? I'd say probably, I'd say under 60, under 50 were friends. Even less, probably under 25 were friends. That I can say friends. It's a bit different now. It's a bit different. It's like, I go in and I think, all I don't know, everybody say, well, I feel like they're still friends. I feel like I can call people and ask them favours. And I feel like they feel like they can call me and ask me for favours. And I think that's what it's about. It's actually, can I help you? Can you help me? Because it's the only way we're going to grow. If we don't help each other, we're not going to grow. I think that's the difference between this one, is that I shared my knowledge, shared my power, what I knew, what I understood. I added people that were of high influence and power in there, and they were sharing stuff, and so not only was it me, but they also played their part. And that's why I always say to people, whilst they thank me for setting up, I always thank them for being there, because without your input, I can't grow that. That's a beast. You've added people, you've shared it around with people, you talked to people, you've commented a message to people in there. So, because could you imagine if I'm the one doing it now? So that's why I always say this isn't my work. I'm the starter, yeah, but it's everybody's work. Everybody's played a part in it. Whether you've just sat there and read messages, whether you've commented, whatever you've done, you've all played a part in it.
Just to find out from yourself, right? When it comes to the community, where you mentioned vision earlier on, right? And I've got so many questions, so I'm just trying to make sure I structure them. So vision-wise, what is the vision that you can share with us for BLACQ Space? And where are you at with the vision? And what do you need?
So, BLACQ Space grew faster than I could imagine, if I'm honest. I didn't expect it to be as big as it is in the short space of time, which is a positive because it meant that I've had to change a lot of things. The roadmap I had,
in a bin.
It's now a whole new roadmap. It's a new roadmap that I'm playing catch up with myself on. But in terms of BLACQ Space as itself, is it where it should be according to the original roadmap? Some parts are, not all of it.
I'm not talking about the original roadmap. I said, what's the vision? Because you got a new vision, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Exactly. So let's talk about that. No, because I don't believe in long-term planning, because things change so quickly.
I don't do that malarkey.
Yeah.
Someone's like 24, 18, 30. I'm like, no. I had that. I had a 12-month roadmap.
It never really ever goes in any time, because life happens.
No, it changes so quickly. So, we've obviously got the 2 events coming up, and they are just snippets of what I plan. From an event perspective, I look at it and I think we've got to shake up the industry. I look at it as, let's just change the game. I've been to enough events to hopefully know how they work and what works, what doesn't work. From a community perspective, I believe all my events should have some kind of learning or some kind of understanding or some kind of connection. The things that I wish I had when I came in the game. So, some of the powerful people in the community, they're in. So it's great to see that they're in and they're willing to do their part and support on the mission. So when you're looking at it like that, it means that everything's changed. So events, for me, is where community is going to be. That's bringing the community together. That's the culture and that's the creativity in one space. You got the events, then you got the members card, which is still in process, but because things changed, I had to pivot. Then you've got the idea of the app. All these things I've had to change slightly because of the growth of the community and the way things have gone. But the good thing about the community is that when there's jobs that go on, all these kind of things that happen in there, I don't have to go for any of them. So I'm not trying to get the jobs that people are going for. I'm actually trying to feed jobs. And I think I work a normal job. I work a 9 to 5, and it's very important that I stay in that 9 to 5. I enjoy what I do. I like what I do. They're very supportive of what I do on the other side as well. So it's kind of a bonus from both ends. That helps me support the vision, because the vision, one of the visions, is to get Black people into positions and places to support each other. And also, when we have children or children go older, they can see people in those positions and think that's achievable.
So that is the vision.
That's the main vision. That's what it originally was set up to do. That actually, when I came in the game, I couldn't see myself anywhere. If you asked me 8 years ago what I would have thought, I would have told you I'd have to leave here to get the position I wanted to get. If you asked me that 8 years ago when I came here, I always felt that I had to do all the, because that's what the industry was. You go left, right, up, down, all this stuff to get to where you want to get to. But I've managed to achieve everything here in one place. So it shows that actually, if you work hard enough and you're true to who you are, you can go places. And I've stayed true to who I am all the way through.
The combination with what I'm hearing from you as well, though, is your grounding, your hard work and ethic, and in the right environment. Because people can have the right grounding and right ethic, but be in the wrong environment and not grow as well. Yeah, well, exactly. But some people can't identify that, or they're scared. So for those, and I want you to speak directly to those that are currently in a situation, because it happens often. I'm sure you have conversations, and they are not comfortable or happy with where they're at, and they want to be X, but they just have fear, they have doubt, they have all of these different emotions, even imposter syndrome that's getting in the way of them getting from A to B.
And that's what I learned. The mirror can be your best friend, but it can also be your enemy if it's cracked.
Okay.
So you look in the mirror, it won't tell you a lie. If it's cracked, it will tell you a lie, and that's your enemy. Because when you're looking in cracked mirrors, it's never it's never the true picture. But when you look in a full-length mirror and you say, "I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that," the reflection in that mirror will tell you exactly what you are. You cannot fake that. And I always say to people, look in the mirror. If you look in the mirror before you do any of these interviews or any of these, you will know what position you're in. I've been in interviews and I haven't got a job. And I go back home and I look in the mirror, I know I haven't got a job. Even when I'm going home, I know I haven't got a job. But sometimes and that's what I always say, the mirror will never tell you a lie. Like, as whatever you think you are, when you look in the mirror, you'll know exactly what you are. So, and there's no convincing that mirror. It will look deep into your soul. So
how do you think individuals can get there and face their reality? Because looking in the mirror, like, remember, Jermaine, you're grounded, you've got good people around you, you're sure of yourself, you're confident, you're in a team position. So it's easy to say that. I find it easy to say that and be like, okay, I can be real with myself. But for those, a lot of people struggle with that, you know?
Yeah, they do.
Practical steps on how they can look in the mirror. And is there anything they can do?
Small steps.
In regards to the community as well? Like,
it's all small steps. You got to remember that there's somebody else in your position. There's somebody else that wants to be you. No matter how bad your life is, there's always somebody that wants to be in your position because they feel that they can change it to some degree. So I always think, actually, where I'm sat now, there's somebody else that wants to do it. When I was in a job I didn't enjoy, there was always somebody else that wanted to do it. There's always somebody else that wants to be in your position. So for me, I always take the small steps. So actually, what can I change and what can't I change? I think people focus on the bigger picture too much. I focus on the small picture. Okay, the problem is this, but I can't fix that now. But I can fix this. That will make me a little bit more happier. But when you're trying to fix all these pieces together, it's a big problem. So for me, it's like, fix the small pieces and what can I fix? What can I change? What can I amend? Some things you can't change, and you just got to be honest, and that's fine. But start with the small pieces. If you start with the small things, you'll be fine. Don't get me wrong, it might take you a lot longer, but I think a lot of pressure is time as people put themselves. I need to have this by time of 30, I need to be this by time of 40, No, but what you're saying is wisdom, because it is day-to-day habits that will change your life. Like, people forget, and day-to-day habits are small steps. Like, literally, when I think about anything that I've managed to change over time, and when people say, oh yeah, how did you build BLACQ Space? How did you do BLACQ Create Connect? It was actually day-to-day messaging, day-to-day habits of all of these things that have landed to where I am today. There are some people that are creative directors that are 26, 27 of agencies. 28, 30, they're creative directors in agencies. If I compared my life to theirs, was I ready to be a creative director at 27, 28? No, I wasn't ready. And that's me being honest. But would I have taken the job? Absolutely. If you ask 27-year-old me, I would say, yeah, I was ready. But in all the roles I've done, I've learned something. So I believe, trust the timing. Timing is everything. You can skip time, but you can never recall it back. So what I mean by that is, I'm a creative director today, the time is correct. If that time happened when I was 27, today might not happen. Because I might think completely, oh, do you know what, I didn't like that, whatever. And that could burn me.
Yeah.
Some people get these things too early in life, and the pressure of that role eats them up.
Oh, I've had that before. I've had it. I've done it.
Eats you up. Sometimes they think, it's like when people say to you, the advice that some people go, and I've heard it many times, say you can do it. Get the job, say you can do it. Do you know how much I've seen people do that, and the pressure killed them?
You embarrass yourself sometimes.
The pressure killed them because all the jobs I've said I can do, I believe I can do. So I've never taken a job. You never get me to take a job that is way out of my depth, because I know that playing catch up, it's too much hard work for me. My mindset would be stressed out. So the jobs I take, if I can't do certain parts of the role, but I know I can learn it perfectly, I take those. Some people are leaping, and they're leaping into the deep end, and they're stressed out in the deep end. They hate the role, they hate it all, and they get fired and they go into hiding.
But the thing is, as you're speaking as well, I think on the flip side in business, right? I think the same thing. Yeah. But there's also beauty in that because there's been like ridiculously massive companies that I've pitched for, right? And I haven't got the work. Yeah. However, in that process, I knew I was going to get the work, right? But I learned, okay, this is what you look out for. This is what you need. This is what you need to know. These are the companies you work with. Sick. Okay, I can come back later. And that is what people need to understand when it comes to getting no's, right? That they can come back to it later. It's not the end of the world. Yeah,
that's the thing. But it's what you do when you get the yes.
Yeah,
that's the
true.
problem. It's not the no, that's true. It's the yes. Because you're shaking now.
Yeah.
Because you want the job.
Yeah.
So you're like, yeah. But are you ready for it?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the difference. So I've been there where I'm like, yeah. Some jobs I've turned down. I've been offered them, but turned down.
Because it's not right.
Yeah, and it's because I know I'm not ready. But to sit the interview to know that I got the job, fine. And sometimes you've got to be honest with yourself, you're not ready for it. Or you don't want it. It happens, and that's fine.
So just to kind of pivot a little bit, just because I know that we're limited for time, so I want to make sure we get in BLACQ Space, the community. What do you need from the community as well to pour back in, not just to your cup, but to BLACQ Space's cup in general? Because I know people are doing amazing, sharing information. Is there any way? Is there an ask? Because I think it's important for people like you to ask.
Authenticity.
Okay.
Be you. It was set up for people to be themselves. Be you.
Space rebels.
Yeah, be you.
Yeah.
Because what we've been accustomed to in life is going into jobs and code switching. I've done it myself. Gone into jobs, code switched. But the reality is we're code switching at the cost of our people. Because what happens is they turn around and say, I know Jermaine, he's black. They don't act like him. Or he doesn't sound like him, doesn't talk like him. Because they're basing the whole community on you. Or they're basing it on a small portion of people that have come in and code switched to a high level, lost their accents, changed their names. So now they're not getting accepted. But the less we do this code switching thing, the more you start to get used to us, the more you start to be involved in the community, involved in culture and all those kind of things. You think about when the food used to come in. People used to hide their food. Used to hide it because they were embarrassed about sometimes the smells of the food. Now, because they've been themselves and they haven't done any adjustments, people are happy. People eat it, people try it. And I think that's how we got to be as people. We got to stop the code switching. I know people said, code switch, but I'm like, no, stop that. Be you. Because it's harder to be someone else in a company than it is to be you. And that's a hard job when you're going into work. Oh, hi, that's not you, because when they catch you outside, it's hard. So
the thing is, Jermaine, like, I agree 100%, by the way, with what you're saying. One thing that you have, and I have as well, the grounding, the love, the confidence, because that's installed in you. And I think this is why BLACQ Space is important, because I think people will now feel empowered that, oh, wait, I can be myself and it can be okay and I can still do my job very well. So as much as, people that are out there that probably need that confidence, join this, what we're saying is important.
But you know what? Gen Zs. I love Gen Zs.
Oh, they're ruthless.
That's why I like them.
They're so ruthless.
They don't give a shit.
No, it's actually rude.
I rate it. No, I rate it because we all wouldn't be underpaid if we had those attitudes to a certain degree.
Yeah, it's true.
They're coming in and they're telling you, no, that ain't happening. I don't like the way we spoke to him, gone. They're not even playing no games with you. They're off. Don't get me wrong, there's balance needed, but some of those learnings we can take from them. They're just
direct.
Yeah, and that's if we're more
to be direct.
If we're more direct at times, we'll be fine. But I think that's the Gen Z. And that's what I like about them. They need guidance, but I like some of the attitudes that they have, and I'm like, yeah, do you know what? He's right.
But you know what? It's British culture. Yeah. It's British culture, and I think the reason why Gen Z is probably much more direct is the rise of social media, them seeing much more. Because I think Britain's the only country in the whole world that has fake people. Like personally, I think every other country in the world, everyone's direct. Even other European countries. Don't know why Britain people are just so, you know. So I think so it's a superpower. But I guess just so people can also understand from your perspective, right? And again, I'm conscious of time and wrapping up and everything, but I want to get really important points. Your career to date, like if you used to sum up in like 1 minute in regards to how you got from being to where you were from Forest Gate in school all the way to being a creative director, like give us like a whiz. So
I'll break it down, well, actually. So I've been quite fortunate along my whole life. One of the things that's stuck me is if you can't be good, be lucky. And that's something I heard from a taxi driver, very young age. And he didn't know me, but this is one of the lines that he said as I got out of the taxi, and it stuck with me. School. So in school, I went first to school, the teachers there told my parents very early on, creative or sports or drama. It's going to be something in those industries. This is what they told my parents from early on. So I was quite fortunate. The teachers helped me. So my GCSE, I remember my teacher stayed behind, told me finish that. She helped me get a C. She helped me finish the painting. These are teachers that saw potential. They've always said he's got a mouth on him. He's funny.
But physically had the paint helping you. That's amazing. That's a dope teacher.
My teacher, she cared about me, and I rate that highly. She cared about me. She helped me get my portfolio ready for Epping Forest College. She did all these things. I applied for one college, Epping. Got into Epping. My teacher there was brilliant. Again, I got quite lucky. Bear in mind, these are...
Derek?
Is it? No, Derek.
Oh, okay.
Derek's my guy. He's later on in my life. So when I got to Epping, there was a teacher called Mal. So Miss Shaw helped me in Forest Gate. Mal helped me in Epping. So I was very creative, very gifted in that, but I didn't realise it. So I would turn up to college with the work 5 minutes before class, done. Like, done. The work's done. It's like, not done. And I was like, how'd you do it? Like, cool, done. College taught me some very real lessons. Those guys in college had Macs at home, computers at home. They were white kids with loads of money. I didn't have these facilities at home. So these guys taught me some real harsh lessons about work. So I learned some stuff from those guys very quickly, early in my life, quite lucky. Mal phoned me up and she said to me, Jermaine, Daniel, my mate Daniel, so she used his phone to phone me. This is the level of teachers those days. Used my mate's phone to phone me because she knew I wouldn't answer. He phoned me. I was like, yo, what's going on, bruv? It's Mal. I was like, whoa, just...
Jump scare.
I was like, whoa, just don't tell me you're sick. If you do not get here today, you will fail your whole course. I'm letting you know your attendance is on the blink. I had two options. I got to college and she gave me a cussing.
But good though, good.
And that's the thing.
You needed
Teachers
it.
those days could do those things. Then I passed because of her. My attendance passed. I then met Derek and Elliot at Southwark College. So I wasn't ready for uni. So went to Southwark College, met Derek. Derek said to me, if I accept you and I reject all your friends, would you still come? I was like, yeah, why not? Believe in me, he did exactly that. He rejected all my friends and took me. And I was like, this man. But I still attended. But
why, were they not good?
No, but he understood. I think what he was good at seeing is that influence of friends.
Got you.
So he was like, he can see that I had something.
Got you.
So he was like, let me test him.
Sometimes you need that.
Yeah. So, and that's why I've been quite lucky.
Yeah.
I've been quite lucky. He did that, spent 2 years at Southwark. I learned the most from him and Elliot in 2 years. Again, Elliot and Derek pulled me aside and said, Jermaine, if you do not stop your drawings and you don't move to computer, we'll fail your next project. That was pivotal because the world we're in now is computer. I would have been one of those designers that would have been phased out because I was hand-drawn. So I got lucky in those aspects that they did that at that point. So they did that, passed. Then I went to Luton University. So Luton University was interesting. That wasn't necessarily, that was a mistake in the sense that I picked the wrong course. I already had a H&D in graphic design. I went and did a BA honours in graphic design. This was the classic, I'm just going to get a degree. Really, I should have picked something different. Got there, they tried to make me do year one because I started there must have been December. Walked in my portfolio, as bold as I was, walked in my portfolio and said, I want to join your course. I want to join the final year. He said, no, year one. You missed too much of the final year. I said, no, I'm not doing year one. I know. He put me in year two. Partway through year two, he said, I should have put you in year three. Because I caught up with all the work that was missing and was flying through the course. So that was fine, did it. Finished uni, didn't get a job. 2.5 years I worked in a bank.
Just as a cashier?
Yeah, cashier, customer service, account manager. I did all that because the reason I chose bank was because it would help me interact with different people at different levels.
Right, so you was strategic about that.
So I knew that, okay, right, did that, worked there, New Era offered me a job. I said no. Whilst I was working at Nationwide. So I told them that I was a designer, I wasn't a designer. Okay. But I was always doing design, but I had a strong portfolio to back it up with. So I was like, we'll pay. The only reason I said no is because they offered me £11,489 for the whole year. That's what they offered me. Do you know what I said to them? No. And they said
you were Gen Z already.
They said they could get away with that because of the New Era. And I never forget that statement.
Wow. You just written yourself off New Era.
They came back to me, but I said no again.
Wow.
A couple of lessons that I learned from uni was that be careful on the design jobs you take. So Ed, one of the key things was like, be careful on the design jobs you take because you pick the wrong one, you can end up in the wrong career. I had a guy called Dirk Van Doren, who was the founder of Tomato. Great guy. He's the one of the main reasons that I am in design. My mum was his dentist time, so he mentored me. White guy. I never had a black mentor, never. White guy who was Dutch, but he could relate to me from different things, like acceptance and those kind of things. So he would help me, and then I was like, I just want to do that job. And he's like, no, you're not going to do that job. He's like, you're going to go to uni. Just before I did the H&D, he was like, you're going to go to uni. I was like, well, why? He said, I think you're gifted, but you're not ready now. And he goes, if you do the artwork, you're going to be doing artwork for the rest of your life, and you should be a designer. Oh, that's fine. Didn't know the difference at that point. Anyway, so all of that's happened. And then I land a job at Fashion Journal, which is a fashion magazine. Company went fold in 15 months. I then end up at a company called Madison. Madison is the largest cycling action distributor in the UK. And I spent 7 great years there. Good times, fun times. Lots of things happened in that time. Some of the battles another day. 7 years there. And then I moved to a company called Vision On. So when I left Madison, I had 2 offers. Vision On and I forgot the name of this company. It was like a gel company for hard shell gel. So they offered me money. Both of them offered me money. Vision On offered me less money, a considerable amount less. So I took less money than I was on at Vision On than I was at Madison. And then that was an offer from the other company. The reason is because I thought about a career.
Got you.
What can I learn from this place? They gave me the retail experience.
Got you. Okay.
The retail stores, all those kind of things. I never had it in my portfolio. That's what they gave me.
Got you.
Primark, Pure Gym, New Look, Misguided, all of those brands, they looked after.
Got you.
So that then opens the doors because they're the buzzwords that you want in your CV.
Got you.
Then 18 months into that role, I was headhunted by Oliver. So I came, sat the interview, did 2 interviews. I didn't hear from them for ages. I sat in an interview in December.
What's ages?
Imagine, I sat 2 interviews in December, I didn't hear from them until February. I was walking to another interview. I had to call up the person that was going to interview me and I said, do you know what? Actually, I'm not going to take that job. I'm going to take the one at Oliver. They were fuming, but in reality, sometimes you know what's right. So I did the 2 interviews here and I knew that I wanted to be here from those 2 interviews. So that job was a no. And then ever since then, I've been Oliver. But in all of my jobs, I've done everything. I've done so many different things that's made me, I feel quite useful in some businesses where I can do so many different things. Actually, I'm not pigeonholed to design only. I can do a bit of project management, account management. I can do a bit of all of it. So I'm not pigeonholed. And I quite like it. But it's also helped me in kind of, if you get into these levels, presenting to clients, talking to clients, relationship clients, relationship with creatives. So I can have all those relationships quite comfortably, learning from a lot of the background past that I've had. School, college, underrepresented, all those kind of things have been my life all throughout. So, and that's how I ended up here. And yeah, I've been there for 8 years. I've been headhunted several times.
I can imagine.
I've always said no. You can't put a price on family. So I'm like currently in this phase of my life. It's good. I can see my daughter and all those kind of things. Drop her to pick up at school, and those are quite important to me. It's not necessarily I could get more money elsewhere, but it'll be a sacrifice. And I always say to people, sometimes the money isn't worthwhile when you look at the sacrifices you're making. So sometimes you get 200 grand salary, you don't see anybody. So you're not even enjoying anything. So what's the point? And you know, it's not always about the money. It's about flexibility and comfortability. And don't get me wrong, I will never stay in a role where I'm too comfortable. All the roles I've moved on from is because I feel like I've given the client as much as I can and I've offered as much as I can. When I feel like, for the team, when I feel like I can't offer any more to both, I change. So I always reinvent myself, I've always pivoted. You have to reinvent yourself because the job is to employ people that are more gifted than you in hope that they kick you off your seat. So when they're ready to kick me off the seat, I have to create space, I have to move.
Exactly.
So
exactly. Well, I just wanna first of all clap because that was like your journey, Jermaine. You saying it back, how like you feel. I'm conscious because Lamar side-eyeing me for the time. But repeating back your journey and reflecting because it's not often that you do that. How do you feel?
It's interesting. I mean, it's crazy because you never reflect back. And I often say to people, reflect back, but I'm not really the best at reflecting back. It's like one of my friends, one of my good friends, Martin, he's the reason that I kind of reflect back more now. He's always been about this reflection kind of thing and like, what's your word of the year kind of thing. He's always been doing so every couple of years we've had, all the years I had over the last probably X amount of years, he's always forced everybody that's in that house the word of the year. And he's always asked the goals. Whenever I speak to him, he's talking about goals, targets and challenges, what you plan. And funny enough, ever since I've been doing that,
things make
he's
sense.
probably going to be smiling. But the reality is, everything's come to light since I've been doing that. And it's weird. So maybe there's something in there.
There is.
And I believe, you know, so he's always been doing that. And I'm like, okay, maybe there's something. And he holds you accountable.
Yeah.
So he's like, he will talk to you about what you said. And he's very insistent about that conversation. He doesn't let you escape. And I think sometimes you need people like that in your corner, where you're like, you don't really want to have it, but you're going to have the conversation. And it's good to have something like that in my corner, because I've often done the same for others.
Yeah, so you need
I've never been the one.
Into.
Yeah, but having a community makes me accountable. From the
100,
day I opened it up to the day I opened that community up, and there was 50 people in there, I was like, oh shit.
People are looking.
I'm accountable now. When it's like 5 people, I was like,
yeah.
Then I saw 50. Listen, I opened up Friday, 3 p.m. was 50 people by 5 o'clock.
Let me check the time before they get. But go on.
50 people by 5 o'clock. By I think Monday or Tuesday, 150 people. By Wednesday, nearly 400 people. It was. I was like, what the? Like, I'm accountable now.
Yeah.
There's no looking back. There's no turning back. But it's great because I'm not only accountable. We're all accountable because it's
Everyone,
not my community. It's our community.
Yeah.
I'm just the one that created it. But it's all of us. I've got the vision and the idea for it. Yes, I've got all that. But in order for us all to win, we all have to play a part.
Yeah.
I can't win by myself. As I always say, whilst I can make change, it's the community that makes it sustainable. It's not sustainable without community. So anybody that thinks they can build communities and do all this stuff by themselves, it's impossible. You need to appreciate the people that you've got there and respect what they're putting in. Whether that's just reading, listening, that the odd text message. I get text messages from people in the community all the time, and it's nice. They're just checking in on me. Like you don't hear from me. You're like, oh, Jay, how you doing? And there's people that do that, and so yeah, it's nice. I think it's nice. I drop the same on people. Like, how you doing? What's going on? I'm always good at keeping in touch with people, and I think I've learned that lots of other people look at it as well. How do I make time? If I offered you £5,000 for every conversation, you'd have the time, right? But when there's no money involved, people often say they haven't got time. So you shouldn't be a community leader. Because if everything is about the money, you don't really care about the people. So there's people I speak to, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and that's it. And that might help their day. Some people, I wish I had that when I was coming up. So.
Well, I feel like you've given me a lot of your time. Not even just today, but just over time as well. So again, appreciated. And I think that the main takeaways that I think people need to be listening to, because I'm getting a lot of key themes here. It's important to know yourself. Like, know yourself. Be real with yourself, and lean into your community, your village.
Be forgiving of yourself.
Yeah.
Be forgive. We don't forgive ourselves.
Yeah, we don't.
Forgive yourself. Who you are is who you're meant to be. You can change, you can develop, you can grow. Forgive yourself for your errors. Forgive yourself for whatever has happened. Learn to forgive yourself, because I learned to forgive people. So if I can forgive people, I can't forgive myself. There's a problem. So learn to forgive yourself. Be you. The world needs you.
And you can reinvent yourself, because clearly Jermaine had the WhatsApp group over and over again, and he's done it again. And this time it's taken off to where it is. So yeah. But honestly, Jermaine, I'm excited to see where BLACQ Space goes. 2025, 2026, 2027.
We're all getting on that rocket.
Yeah, honestly, I'm excited. And for those, I've met a lot of great people in the community as well. So thank you for also being a part of mine. Thank you for letting me be a part of yours. Thank you for coming on as well to the podcast episode and sharing your journey, your story, your thoughts. I feel like you don't even need to be interviewed, to be honest with you. I could just sit here and say nothing. And then Jermaine has an imaginary question and answers it himself. So
I'm crazy about that. Sometimes I sit there, I'm like,
that's what I do.
I'm like, yeah, that's not the question you asked. But I've asked myself a question.
It don't matter.
And I've got an answer for you, but
I do that too. Like, you can just talk by yourself. Listen, BLACQ Space talks coming soon. Jermaine boy, just his thoughts. But
I don't know if you want to be in their thoughts. They're crazy.
but anyway, thank you, Jermaine.
No.
And also thank you to the community, the BLACQ Space community, for supporting Jermaine as well, because he needs it, and we need it as a community. And for those that have listened to this point of the video, share it. Share the video. Go and follow BLACQ Space, and Lamar's looking at his watch, so I need to wrap up this video. This is authenticity.
Or don't. They might not like it. They might think, actually, I don't like that guy.
Oh well, it's what it is.
But it happens.
It's what it is.
But I think that's the thing, isn't it? You learn that not everybody will like you, and that's fine.
Yeah, it's weird.
So long as you're doing your best and you don't mean to hurt anybody, upset anybody, that's the main thing. Like I always say to people, if I offend you or I upset you, pull me up. I said to all my teams that I'm in, if I upset you, pull me up. And believe me, the teams that I manage, they've pointed some jokes at me in times. Like, I've made some mistakes, they're like, huh, and they'll shoot me, because that's the culture I breed. That actually,
just being humble.
Laugh at my pain.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's a very nice note to end on. So thank you so much, Jermaine. And thank you everyone for listening. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye. Oh, wait, hold on. How can they find you?
Huh?
How can they find you on socials?
You'll give them tags when you post.
I will tag it, but you know, for those that need the audio, like the socials.
Yeah.
Socials.
Oh, definitely see at blackspace_.com on Instagram. Look at me.com. It's not even .com, is it? blackspace_. No, I'm doing it wrong. At black_space and at Mr. Forth on Instagram. And then on LinkedIn, if you just type in Black Space or J Balfourth, you'll find this crazy man somewhere.
And you can't miss his face. So yeah, you'll see him. But anyway, thanks everyone. Take care. Bye.